Welcome to Hartford Hawks Basketball with John Gallagher. I'm your host, John Holt. Coach, first of two shows we'll have this season. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, John.
We're into the new year. Things going much better for the team here in conference play. But let's start at the beginning. Back to the Connecticut Six and the start of this season. A very young group here in your second season. How is it going there in the early going?
Then or now? No. Well, the story since the first game till about, I'd say 3 weeks ago, was turnovers. We were just turning the ball over. But when you have 7 freshmen and you're playing 6 of them roughly over 20 minutes a game, that's going to happen. And I think now we're playing much better because we're taking care of the ball. That's sort of the theme.
What was the general approach for you? This is year 2 as you try to build a program here and be a contender in America East. I guess the quick fix might have been, let's bring in some transfers, some junior college players. You have gone the opposite route, and for good reason.
Yeah, I just think when you're trying to build a culture, a family, when you're trying to build an atmosphere that this is going to be about the long haul, quick fixes aren't just my personality. And I think when you have an administration like we do that understands that, president and athletic director that see the vision that I have, the fruits of our labor. I said to somebody last night, I feel like we have a lottery ticket, but we can't cash it in yet. We have really good 7 freshmen. I'm excited about them, but we have to go through these growing pains. We can't. They're not going to let us cash that in. So for us, I think. Why I didn't go with the junior college route is, and I've done the junior college, and there's nothing wrong with it, but to establish the culture, the foundation of my program, we're building the house here, and we're first went to Home Depot. You can't start when you build a house at Bed Bath & Beyond.
But you have some guys returning, though, that are key factors. Your fifth-year point guard, among others, and you have to integrate the newcomers and the old guard. Is that a challenge?
Well, I think Andres being so talented that in the beginning, I think he was frustrated because maybe they didn't catch a ball.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't make a shot. Now he realizes he can't be too emotional. And if he's going like this, if he's even-keeled, we play better. So he's a very important piece, and obviously Clayton Brothers has been a huge piece. So it's not like we're just playing the 7 freshmen. We're playing 3 upperclassmen and 7 freshmen.
What was encouraging to you in the losing streak to start the season in these early games as you saw growth in your kids? What were you hanging your hat on that gave you some hope?
Practice. Practice. We had the best level of intensity of practice of any team that I've been associated with since maybe 10 years, since I played at St. Joe's University. Our attention to detail in practice. Now, there was no carryover in a lot of those games, but the practice, there was no discouragement. So I think that was the approach, and that was why I think the excitement in the program was like, we're coming every day working, and there's a standard of which we live by. So it was exciting.
You mentioned not wanting to look ahead too far to this lottery ticket, but boy, you probably do want to dream on one hand. You have 7 freshmen, and it looks like in a couple years down the line, it could be a very special group.
Absolutely. But we can't focus on that. It's really about practice today, game tomorrow. Focusing on that and focusing on the preparation every day, the attention to detail. That's why we feel good about where we are, so don't lose sight of that. And win or lose, our approach has to be the same. And that's you when you're building a foundation of winning, the last thing that you see is the winning. You have to see great body language. You have to see a great bench. You have to see great energy. You can't just say, and as a coach, you can't put yourself in a situation where you're going to sacrifice principles for wins. We're just not going to do that here.
It has gotten better in conference play in the New Year's. You changed the calendar. What have you liked in conference play as we speak here, as you get ready to go to Maine and then BU on the weekend? 3-2 in America East.
Yeah, we're 3-2 in the America East, and the thing I like most about our group is the scouting reports that we've had defensively. We've had a plan I thought in the early going with 7 freshmen, when you give them a scouting report, it was so much information. Now we're giving them a scouting report, and I could see their eyes; they're focused on it. So the scouting report is what I really, really like.
How did it feel? What were the emotions like with that New Hampshire win? You finally had the monkey off your back.
Yeah.
Had to feel great that you could sort of hit the reset button. Here's part 2, and let's move forward.
Well, I think my whole goal was to not look at it as the first win. It was to look at it as we're 1-1 in the conference. Let's get to 500 in the conference. Because if you look at it, let's get our first win. There's so much pressure on everybody in the program. Let's try to get the 1-1. And that was my theme that day. We get that first win, I'm not going to lie to you, it was like everybody just breathed easier. So it was fun.
What do you say to a fan base that you want to grow? Because they may not understand what you just articulated about the growth process. They want to see wins now and excitement in this arena. What is the message, or do you even think about the message you may be sending to Greater Hartford and the fan base?
Well, I think first off, this is, in my opinion, one of the 2 best states of basketball in the country. You have Indiana and you have Connecticut, okay, as a state. So we have to embrace this challenge, and I want them to embrace it with us. This is a program that started Division I 27 years ago. We've never been to the NCAA tournament. Let's get this thing going, you know. And anybody that I see in West Hartford or Glastonbury or Simsbury or anywhere downtown Hartford, you know, I'm giving my card out. Call me, I'll give you free tickets. You know, we need you to come out and support our team, because I think you're going to like what you see.
Well, we appreciate the enthusiasm. We've got a fun show planned. In fact, we'll take a feature look at 5th-year senior Andres Torres when we come back, and this concept of family that you preach. It's the real deal. We'll hear from your players about that, and a very special story on Yolonzo Moore II and his relationship with his parents, both of them deaf. That and more next on Hartford Hawks Basketball with John Gallagher.